Hello, hello, hello. Yo, 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 yo. Cam and Doc. Yo, what's up, Doc? We're inching, baby. We're inching closer. We're getting into late September, man. This feels good. It's the Fantasy NBA today, brought to you by FanDuel. Can you smell it? I can smell opening night. I can smell it like a freshly mowed lawn. I can smell that, dude. It's coming at me.
Rick, we were hanging out on Tuesday night, my wife and I got my phone out and I pulled up like sports on TV for Tuesday night. The Braves played at like noon. So there was no Braves game, which is the only baseball I really watch. There was no football of any kind. There was no basketball. There may have been, I think the WNBA may have been in action, but I don't really do that. So it was just like one of those nights where I was just like, I need basketball season to get here because I can't do this. Like, I need something in the background while I'm hanging out besides Judge Wapner. You know what I'm saying?
That's not going to cut it. Judge Wapner, the People's Court. That's not going to cut it. Yeah, last night, as I predicted, the Fever beat the Dream, forcing a game 3. And I did not predict, although I was wary, that the Storm would beat the Aces, ending their winning streak at 17. So now Storm and Aces will go to a game 3 in Vegas in a couple of days. So yeah, the WNBA was in action last night and some pretty thrilling stuff. That was a great win for Seattle. Okay. We are continuing our series here, going round by round, breaking down the top 100 fantasy players based on ADP. Do we agree with this ADP or not? Do we like this ADP or not? What would it take for this player to beat his ADP, meet his ADP? All of this stuff will be covered here. Today, we're going to do the top 36, all right, which means the third round. And this is a really pivotal round. I'm just looking at it right now. We're going to take a one by one. There are some potential mistakes here for you to make. And so let's vet it, dude. Let's get in. We will at the end tell you who the best value pick of this round is. And usually teases are sexy, promos are sexy, or at least we're paid to make them such. Our FanDuel win total today is the Utah Jazz. So please, no. Don't run off. Please stay. Okay. And we've got the FanDuel win total on the Utah Jazz. Jokes will be, it's the Jazz, so jokes will happen at least, and we'll give you the over-under on that. Pascal Siakam, Doc, is at 25. Let's dive in. Do you agree with this? Do you like this? Where are you at with Siakam at 25?
Yeah, I like it. I feel like that is right about where he belongs. If I come out of the third round with Pascal Siakam, I like this because I think he belongs in the third round and not the second round. But early in the third, I like it. So, yeah, if I come out of my draft with a third round pick of Pascal Siakam, I'm good. Maybe I'm more comfortable with him mid third, but I'm okay.
I want to go to Siakam stats. Doc, I don't agree with this ADP. I am this ADP. I've got Pascal Siakam at 25, which I think happened twice in round 2. I don't think it happened once in round 1. But here, first pick of round 3, bang, I got Siakam right there at 25. Doc, I want to take you back a couple of years for Pascal Siakam. And I want to make the point that I think we're going to get this version of him this year. Okay. Let's go back to 2022-23. It's an all-star year. He's still up in Toronto. Pat, and I don't even think they were very good that year, and he still made the all-star team. Here's why. His PRA was 24, 8, and 6. 24, 8, and 6. That's LeBron-esque, dude. I bet you a lot of people completely forgot about that. Dude, he had a 6-dime year. 24, 8, and 6. 0.9 steals, 0.5 blocks. The defense is never there from Pascal. It just is what it is. And he had 1.3 3 balls that year. He was at 1.63 balls last year. He's been at 2.23 balls per game. That's his career high. So this is going to be his age 31 season, still in his prime. A team going for it. Obviously,
no
still a
Halliburton.
Stud.
He may be a point forward at times this year.
So the point I'm sorry if I was long-winded there, but the point I wanted to make is that he's going to be a PRA machine this year. Not necessarily a fantasy gold machine, Doc, but he's going to be a PRA machine, man. So I'm perfect with this ADP.
Me too.
All right, so we are good with Pascal at 25. We're off to a roaring start here on the Fantasy NBA today, brought to you by FanDuel. 26, Doc, is De'Aaron Fox. Do you agree with this ADP on De'Aaron Fox?
I do. I love the thought, anyway, of point guards throwing lobs to Wembanyama all year. And last year, I even got sucked in a little bit to the Chris Paul hype. With him being in San Antonio, I was like, how can this go wrong? I mean, you're passing the ball to a freak. And I like that. I like that about De'Aaron Fox. And I think, round 3 is appropriate for De'Aaron Fox. I mean, he's pretty close there to where I've got him. And, I'm good with that ADP.
I'm good with it, but I'm higher. I'll say that I'm higher on De'Aaron Fox than this. I've got De'Aaron Fox, a handful of spots higher. I just like the stat set that he puts out there. The PRA is really solid. He's a good steal guy. He's not some years he can get to that 2-3 ball per game, and you're like, okay, I'm calmed down now. Like when you're at 1.5, it's tough. And so that 3-ball game kind of is a yo-yo for De'Aaron Fox, but I like him this year. I'm really eager to see a full year of Fox, Wemby, Vassell, Castle, all these dudes, and see where they can go in reality and in fantasy. Really, really curious to see. I know that Wemby's going to eat. I know the Fox is going to eat. I'm really curious to see how the Castle Vassell thing vets itself. But I'm higher than this. I've got De'Aaron Fox a handful of spots higher than this right here. All right, Doc, let's move on to number 27. It is let me just see right here. A couple of questions here. How long until Fox versus Harper Castle becomes a thing in fantasy? Asks our great producer Andre Lemouche. I don't think Harper and Castle are ever going to be a thing versus De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is one of the bad boys in this league, and they're role players. Fox is the number 2, so I'm not worried about that at all. And several years out, I'm not worried about that. Doc, how about you?
No, I mean, as long as De'Aaron Fox is there and being paid, which is going to be a while, I don't think there's any competition to him. And I don't know if that's exactly what Andre is asking. Is Castle going to catch Fox? Or like next year, are we going to be talking about, do I take De'Aaron Fox here, or do I take Stephon Castle? I still feel like it's probably going to be Fox for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and also he asks, is Fox the type of number 2 the Spurs should pair with Wemby? I don't know yet. I gotta see a whole year of it, right? Is it a fit? So and Doc, how often do I give you an I don't know? I mean,
not very often.
I don't know. By the way, Antonio Daniels on NBA radio, he used to always say, it's okay to say I don't know. It's the only time I've ever heard that, because, give me an answer. Get off the fence. This isn't I don't know. Didn't Fox play? I think he played 17 games with San Antonio last year, right? It felt like we got like 2 weeks of the Fox and Wemby thing. So what I would say to that question is right now, yes, with an asterisk that I may change my answer. The reason I say yes is that you needed to put a badass point guard with Wemby. Okay. Is he a pass first? Is he a lead guard? Is he a three baller? Is he more off the dribble drive game? Like, I don't know. Okay. They just had to get a badass to go with Wemby at the guard position. And they did that. And so I would say that he is the type of number 2 that the Spurs need.
Yeah, I agree. The answer, your answer is I don't know, but also yes. And I think it should be a perfect fit. Fox and Wemby together, like it should be perfect. I don't know how they can screw it up, but we're only 17 games in. But I mean, to me on paper, it looks really good.
This is the Spurs. They don't screw it up. The Timberwolves screw it up. Who else in the Sacramento screws it up, right? Recently, Utah screws it up. San Antonio doesn't screw it up. Like they still got Pop, they still got RC Buford, they still got the Holt family. Come on. I mean, they know what they're doing down there, man. Number 27, Doc, in our top 36 ADP evaluation on the Fantasy NBA today, brought to you by FanDuel. Number 27 is Chet Holmgren. Do you agree with this ADP on Chet?
I don't think I'm taking Chet at 27. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. He's big man. He shares time with Hartenstein. Big men are a dime a dozen later in the draft. I'm okay with drafting Chet. I'm just not taking him that high.
I completely agree. I think this is almost a round too high for me. I've got him as a 4th round guy. I've got him at 35, not 27. So I'm 8 picks off here. I do like Chet. I mean, I have no problem drafting him in round 4. And Doc, I will tell you that, remember we were talking about Cooper Flagg, and I had to kind of redo my stuff with Cooper Flagg. And we will, in the next, I believe Flagg will be coming up in our next episode. I don't actually, he'll be in this episode. So I will table that conversation on Cooper Flagg. But like I'm moderately high on Holmgren. I'm not head over heels, but Doc, you know what, dude? At the end of the day, that mofo is going to block 2 shots a game, bro. And I'm obsessed with 2 block per game guys. They will trump other guys with even a better full stat line. The 2 blocks, dude. And Chet last year was at 15, 8 and 2. I think 1.73 balls. So close to the 2 and 2 in the blocks and the threes. But yeah, this is almost a round too high for me for Chet Holmgren. Are you worried, Doc, about injuries with Chet? Or are you like just ranking him, playing it straight without, he's only going to play blah, 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 like we do with Embiid and Porzingis and guys like that? Are you doing that here with Chet Holmgren, or are you playing it straight?
I think about it, but I'm not really worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge it's there, but I'm not. It's like he's got 1.5, 2 strikes. He hasn't hit strike 3 yet. So there's still a chance. And I'm going to go into it assuming that I'm going to get a full season out of Chet. Now, if he gets hurt again this year, that will change my mind. But right now, I know it's there, but I don't really worry about it.
Another great question by our great yet humble and low-key producer, who does not want to be called a producer. His name is Andre Lemouche. He says, in 2 centers leagues, would this Chet ADP be justified? More so, but still kind of not. Because, again, Siakam's going to have the C. Giannis is going to have the C. Go ahead and talk. I'm going to look at the one league that I have that they've kind of restarted the league in Yahoo, and I'm going to go to the power forward list. So please give me the answer to that question, and I will offer up something else here.
Okay. In a 2 center league, and you have to have 2 stud centers. I think this ADP makes more sense. In a 1 center league, I don't like it. In a 2 center league, I'm okay with it, especially if he's going to get 2 blocks in a 3.5 per game. So I'm better with it in a 2-center league because, if you're in a 12-team 2-center league, you need there's 36 centers drafted. So yeah, I mean, it changes the dynamic, not as drastically as if you're in like a 2-quarterback football league. Like that changes everything. But in a 2-center basketball league, yes, I think it gives Holmgren a little more value, and he gets bumped up, and that's probably a very appropriate ADP.
I agree with all of that. However, so I've got the power forward list. And I'm not going to include guys that we all know as centers. Okay. It's Giannis, PFC. This is Yahoo. Okay. Anthony Davis, PFC. Siakam, PFC. Adebayo, PFC. Let's move down here a little bit. Banchero, PFC.
Center eligible.
What? Just found that out in Yahoo leagues. Banchero center eligible. What y'all smoking over there, man? How you putting a C on Banchero, bro? If anything, it should be SFPF. But dude, so hello.
What about Jalen? What about Jalen Williams? They don't have him.
He does not have the C. I just looked. He does not have the C.
All right.
Holmgren, PFC. Mobley, PFC. Jaren Jackson Jr., PFC. Porzingis, of course, I shouldn't have said him. Julius Randle, PFC. That boosts his value if you're getting those goodies from a center spot. Let's go down here just a little bit more. Johnny Collins, dude, PFC. Naz Reid, PFC. Aaron Gordon, PFC. Again, Yahoo. Put it down, dude. Put it down. And I'll stop right there because we're getting kind of deep. Jabari Smith, PFC. Santi Aldama, PFC. Dude, I rest my case. Folks, you do not need to go gaga for centers. So, I'm not in 2 centers leagues. Would this Chet ADP be justified? I still don't think so. I'm going by my rankings and all of the extra centers that are out there.
People are going to be tired of hearing me talk about the fact Paolo Banchero is a center because that just what a boost to his value. That just
mind blowing, right?
Yes.
Paulo at center, Yahoo. What are you doing, dude?
Huge.
What are you doing?
Huge.
Andre said he played center once for USA in the World Cup. Ha ha. Yeah, and Andre, correct me if I'm wrong. His playing time dipped. Or was that Ingram? I'm getting it mixed up. I can't remember if I think Paulo was in with Kerr. I think he was in, or at least wobbly in with Kerr. Brandon Ingram, dude. Brandon Ingram was like, "Can you please put me on a plane and send me back to the States? This guy sucks, dude." But you know what? That's one thing where I'm happy with Steve Kerr and agreeing with him. Like Steve Kerr just turned on Brandon Ingram and just didn't play him. You know why? Because Brandon Ingram's soft. You know what I'm saying? So Steve Kerr was like, nah, this was a bad pick, Colangelo. This is a bad pick right here, bro. All right. Andre said that is all correct. Haha. All right. Good recollection of that. Yeah. Brandon Ingram was complaining about playing time to reporters while at World Cup. You do not do that. Kerr was like, you're dead to me, homie. You are dead to me. And he was. And Brandon Ingram, he's literally the king of tissue paper in NBA history. He is the Charmin, you know, like the cartoon Charmin, or am I getting the Pillsbury Doughboy? Doesn't Charmin have like anyway, forget it. Who cares? All right, let's move on here. ADP top 36. LaMelo Ball at 28, Doc. LaMelo Ball at 28. Do you agree with this ADP?
This is going to sound weird. I'm not drafting LaMelo Ball. But if I'm putting together rankings and telling someone where they should think about LaMelo Ball, it's somewhere around 30th. But I'm not going to recommend anyone draft him. Unlike our friend Chet Holmgren, LaMelo Ball has like 7 strikes. And we only allow 3 strikes. So he's double. He's way over the strike limit. Now, a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. And eventually one of these years, LaMelo is going to be healthy and he's going to blow up the league and have a great year. But I'm not willing to try to gamble on which year that's going to be. As the years go by, if it's going to happen, the odds increase that it's going to happen this season, and it could happen this season. But I'm not willing to give up my 3rd pick in my draft to find out.
The guy's in his own way, man. He's in his own way. I don't believe that all of these DMPs were because he was hurt. I mean, that's how it started. But then it's like, all right, cool. Y'all going to pay me to not play? Oh, we're, 20 and 47. I don't even need to play. So I'm just going to show up with my glasses on, indoors and all my clothes and whatever. I mean, of course he's wearing clothes, but I don't want to, say something stupid. But, just the whole fashion of it and the look and the fit and play basketball. I mean, for the love of God, this ADP sucks. This ADP is awful. I mean, what can I say? You guys, I am, let me see where LaMelo Ball 28. Oh my God. It's not even close. Dude, I'm over double the number in my rankings. I'll just be kind of vague and say it that way. I'm over double. He's way, way down the chart from
someone's
28.
Going to draft him. Someone's going to draft him in the 3rd round in all of our drafts, probably, maybe the 4th round. But I'm pretty sure it won't be any of us. So, I mean, I get it. And you can't as far as LaMelo would have to fall for me to draft him, he's never going to fall that far. So I'm just not even worried about it.
When it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Look at LaMelo Ball's stat line, dude. It's phenomenal. It's like kind of Wemby-esque for a guard. It's like, I'm putting Alonzo in here. It all started with Alonzo. I mean, this stat line, dude, last year, 25, 5, and 7. It's right there with the best in the league. 1.1 steals, 3.8 threes, Doc. He's 4 threes a game, dude. And he's been at 1.8 steals, 1.6 steals, 1.6 steals. He's got almost 2 steal potential, almost 4 3-ball potential. My God, dude. With a 25, 5, and 7. The year before, he was 24, 5, and 8 PRA. The year before, he was 23, 6, and 8 PRA. These numbers are phenomenal, but they're too good to be true. And when it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. 47, 22, 36, 75, 51. As a rookie, asked about LeBron James. Do you like his game? How about his career? Said, I don't really watch basketball like that. That was it. Cut the cord, bro. I snipped it right there. And Andre's asking, is he more likely to be 20 or 100 this year? It's more likely to be 100.
He just doesn't play. He doesn't play in enough games. And you add to it just how, like you were talking earlier in the show about teams that never get it right. Hello, Charlotte. They've literally never gotten one thing right in since they've been there.
Since grandmama.
Ugh, so bad.
They might not have even got that right. He broke down with the back and ended up on the Knicks. The 4-point play with the ALJ. All right, so I think we banged on LaMelo Ball appropriately here. Number 29, Doc, in our top 36 ADP evaluation, Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel, is Bam Adebayo at 29. Doc, how you feeling about that PRA or that ADP?
I don't like Bam in round 3. I do like him in round 4. Again, he's a center. Centers are kind of a dime a dozen. And Yeah, Jimmy Butler's gone, so like Bam and Tyler Hero are gonna have to, carry the load. They got Norm Powell. He's gonna take some of those Jimmy shots and some of those shots away from Bam, but I like Bam Adebayo. He's a good passer for a center. The stats are good. He's kind of boring. Give him to me around later. A 29 seems a little high for me.
I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close here, Doc. So I'm gonna say I basically agree with this ADP. I am making a live ranking adjustment here.
Is it brought to us by FanDuel?
It sure is, Doc. Well played.
I don't. I am not a Bam guy. I never have Bam Adebayo on my teams, and it's probably because I rank him lower than other people every year. But I like him. I don't have a problem with Bam.
I'm always a round off on Bam. I'm like, damn. Every draft, I'm like, damn, Bam just I think he gets overdrafted. He's a big name. He's on a very visible, very high profile team. And I mean, he's a really, really, really good player. And his stats are very good, excellent. They're not phenomenal. They're not okay. So I've got Bam, what's his number? 29. I'm 5 off on Bam. I got him at 34. So we're very close here. Yeah, I mean, he's a third round guy. I mean, the PRA it's right around 20, 10, and 5. The 3-ball game started popping last year. He is a steal guy, not a block guy. I know that's weird and counterintuitive, but Bam never leaves the floor unless it's the end of a playoff game and the whole season's on the line. Then he will. I'd like to see more of that motor and some blocks, but dude, Bam Adebayo is an available guy, Doc. He's going to play 70-plus games and very consistent night in, night out. You're going to get your goodies from Bam Adebayo. So, yeah, I'm fine with him being a third-round pick. But to your point, I don't really want Bam in the third round. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is where he should be drafted. Like we're telling you, for the love of God, don't take LaMelo Ball in the third round, right? For the love of God, don't take Domantas Sabonis in round 1. Like, these are the things that I'm like really hot and bothered about. You want to take Bam in round 3? Dude, you have my blessing to do so. But I would rather have some of the other wings and just some of the other guys in this round. I would rather have I think I'd rather have Siakam. Let me just check my ranking here real quick. I'd rather have Siakam by quite a bit, actually. So, all right, let's move on. Number 30 here, Doc, is Amen Thompson. And we had a question from a listener before we get into this ADP. And his ADP, by the way, is 30th for Amen Thompson. It's our top 36 fantasy basketball ADP evaluation. Matt Mercer, we appreciate you watching the podcast, man. He said, what is your take on Amen Thompson, who some say should be in the 20s based on the fact that the roster backcourt is thin? Doc, you go first, man.
I mean, Amen is as buzzy of a name as you're going to find in this year's fantasy drafts. And he's on a lot of people's target list, including mine. I would love to see Amen sitting there at 30. As far as answering the question, yeah, I mean, I feel like he's going to be a top 20 fantasy player when this season is all said and done. So if I see him at 30, I'm all in. I'm probably, I mean, the third round is the right place for him. If I had like the last pick in round 2 and the first pick in round 3, Amen would be one of the guys I would be taking. I love this ADP. I agree with it. I don't know what else you want.
Okay, first of all, I don't agree that the Rockets backcourt is thin. I definitely do not agree with that. There is nothing thin on the Houston Rockets. They have one of the fattest, meatiest, juiciest, deepest rosters in the league. They can go toe-to-toe with OKC. Dude, your third string is Clint Capella, Jeff Green, Jayshawn Tate, Aaron Holiday, and J.D. Davison. That's your third string. So their guard depth is Ahmed Thompson, Fred VanVleet, Josh Okogie, Reed Shepherd, and Aaron Holiday. They go 5 deep. So I don't look at I think our friend Matt is sort of glossing over Okogie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Tari Eason. And Ime Udoka likes Aaron Holiday. Okay, he likes him. Aaron Holiday may be that backup, and Okogie may be on the third string. Don't know, but they've got options. So I disagree with that comment. But Matt, I ain't mad at you, bro. We're just talking hoops here. Okay, let me give you my amen answer here. I don't believe that Amen Thompson's going to become a top 20 player this year. Okay, because the guys that I have in my top 20, I'm looking at them. I mean, they're not big boys. They're monsters. They're all monsters. Okay. So is Amen Thompson going to spike up and have a Paulo Banchero PRA? Paulo's going to be a 26, 7, and 5 or something like that. Let's just write that down. It sounds right. 26, 7, and 5. That's 12. That's 38. That's a PRA of 38. All right. Amen Thompson to me, 16, 8, 5. Okay. Off the top of my head. That's 29. Okay. That's 38 to 29. That's a -9 in PRA. But Amen Thompson's going to be a top 20 player. He's not going to give you any threes. And he's going to be at, 1.5 blocks, 1.5 steals. Okay. Maybe 1.7 steals. Okay. That's phenomenal. It's a great Gerald Wallace combination. But, I mean, you've got a solid PRA. It's not phenomenal. So, again, I think Amen Thompson is a little overhyped. And I think he's a little overrated. And because of that, and I love Amen Thompson, Doc. I love this dude. But because of that, I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of Amen this year. Because if people are like, round 2 on Amen, knock yourselves out. Knock yourselves out. I'll be taking Donovan Mitchell when you guys take Amen Thompson. I'm going to feel very, very good about that.
I'm not taking Amen in round 2 that I know of. But early round 3, I will go. I kind of thought his ADP would be a little bit higher. A little bit better than this. So, I think he's being drafted appropriately.
So, Andre said that. Go ahead, Doc.
What did Andre say? What positions does Amen qualify at? Have you looked at that lately?
No. Nope.
Do you have Yahoo pulled up?
I do. I can get it. By the way, Andre, we have projections for you at sportsethos.com, our NBA draft guide. He said my projections on Paulo were exactly what they have for Paulo as well. Amen, Doc, is PG, SG, SF, and bravo, Yahoo. That's exactly what it should be. It's exactly what it should be. PG, SF, and SG, no PF, no C, nor should it be.
All right, that's pretty good.
Good job.
Anytime
Good
you
job,
get
guys.
3 positions,
Exactly.
and one of them is point guard and one of them is small forward, like that's awesome. So
Super versatile.
I love everything about it. The only thing he doesn't do is hit 3-pointers. And if you draft Amen, just make sure you surround him with guys who hit threes. But I'm cool with Amen at 30, man.
And just know, if you take Amen Thompson in round 2, you are going to be at a scoring deficit probably all year. You're going to be taking a guy at 16, 17. And I think I'm being healthy with that. He could be at 15. All right. And you're going to be passing on guys that are at 25, 27 for a guy that'll be at 15, 16, 17. You're going to be at a points deficit all year long. And Amen Thompson, last bang before I move on, he is not Dyson Daniels in the defense. He's not there. He's elite, but he's not gargantuanly historic. Okay. If Amen were at 3 steals a game, Doc, we'd be having a different conversation. Like with the PRA that I just described, if it was 1.3 blocks with 3.1 steals, we're having a different conversation, but he's half of those steals. All right, Doc, another very interesting name in fantasy conversation, Jaylen Brown at 31. Do you agree with this ADP on JB?
Your guy, Jalen Brown. I do not agree with this ADP. I am not a Jalen Brown guy. He finished last season on a per game basis with 9th round fantasy value. 9th. But he gets drafted in the 3rd or 4th round every year, every league. And his value is always, his ranking is always low. And I know that a lot of the algorithm is tied up in percentages. He's a terrible free throw shooter and whatnot. But I also know Jason Tatum is not going to be there this year. He's out for almost the whole year with Achilles. We know that Kristaps Porzingis is not going to be there. So Jalen Brown should have the ball in his hands at all time and be the man and just dominate. But then there's the whole tanking thing that Rick and I think is going to happen in Boston. And I don't really trust that they're going to drive Jalen Brown and his minutes into the ground this year when he's in the prime of his career. Like, let's take it easy this year. Let's get a good draft pick. Let's get ready for next year. So you add all that together, and I do not like this ADP.
I will tell you, Dr. A, and our great audience, when I updated my rankings recently, I bumped up Jalen Brown and Derek White a little bit. Not a lot. I'm still in fade mode on them, but Doc, even if they play 55 games and then get shut down, pardon me, it's still 55 games. Some guys are on winning teams and don't get shut down and only give you 55 games. Hello, Jimmy Butler. So Doc, you know what, dude? I might be wrong. Here's another thing. Just because I think the Celtics should tank, just because I think the Celtics would be morons not to tank, doesn't mean they're going to tank. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they should. I'm going to bang hard on their domes if they don't tank, but they might not tank. So we'll see, dude. So I'm not playing it straight with Derek White and Jalen Brown. I'm not playing it straight. I'm still fading them based on my thought that they're going to tank. But like, I had Jalen Brown like in the woods, dude. And I'm like, I had to bring him back up into a good target zone, I think. And so I've got him. Where's Jalen Brown here? Jalen Brown is at 31. I've got him about a round lower than that. And you know, so I'll leave it at that. I don't like this ADP. I also don't hate it. I also don't hate it. I'm about a round later than this ADP on Jalen Brown. So I'll leave it at that. But that's what I got on that, dude. Because then, and the other thing, Doc, that's kind of warmed me up a little bit on Jalen Brown. His numbers are going to be phenomenal, dude. Without Jalen Brown or without Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown's numbers are going to be phenomenal. He could get up to 28 a game. He could get to 7 boards, 5 assists. He could have a wacky PRA, dude. And if the scoring goes up like I think it's going to, the 3 ball is going to rise back over 2 per game. He's always a 1+ steal guy. So the goodies are going to be really nice as long as he's playing. I don't know how long that's going to be, but that's my thought on JB.
Well, draft away, man. You can have him.
I love it. We got our guys and we got guys that aren't our guys, man. Cooper Flagg is next, Doc, at 32. Cooper Flagg, the hot shot rookie out of Duke. Number 1 overall pick in the draft is being drafted 32nd overall. Are you with this?
I think I am. I think 3rd round for Cooper Flagg is a good spot. And I feel like that is an appropriate ranking too, because I know initially you had him like higher than like in the 20s, right? Like you were like Cooper Flagg. And I'm kind of there with you, but I don't want to draft him that high. And honestly, there are guys that we're going to talk about in a couple minutes that I would take instead of Cooper Flagg. But He's the godsend and the Luka replacement to save Dallas. Nico Harrison needs Cooper Flagg to be a monster so people get off his back and he doesn't have to pay a security detail again this season. There's no Kyrie Irving, which means Cooper Flagg is going to have to carry the load on his own back. Anthony Davis is only going to play half a season, probably, because his nickname is Street Clothes. He's always hurt. Again, that's another positive for Cooper Flagg. Like, everything is working in this kid's favor. And while I'm not nearly as high on him as I was like Luka and Victor Wembanyama, their rookie years, give me Cooper Flagg in the 3rd or 4th round all day. I mean, I don't know. He seems like he cannot miss this year.
All right. Doc, I revised my rankings and I dropped Flagg by about a round. It's about a round, 10, 11, 12 spots, something like that. I didn't kill him, but here it has nothing to do with Cooper Flagg. It has everything to do with the guys that I had him ranked ahead of, Doc. Okay. These are we know what these guys are going to do. All right. Jaren Jackson Jr., Austin Reeves, Miles Turner, Chet Holmgren. I'll stop there just to give you an idea of a few of the guys. We know what they're going to do. You can count on that. I need blocks. Bam, Chet Holmgren. I need blocks and threes. Bam, Miles Turner. I need a guard that's just going to give me goodies across the board. Bam, Austin Reeves. Okay. What is Cooper Flagg going to give us? I'm projecting 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. By the way, Andre, if you're listening, Andre multitasks a lot. I would love to know your PRA projection on Cooper Flagg. I'm at 27 and 4. And I've got a 1-1-1 in the block, steals, and threes. But you know what, Doc? That's a theory, my brother. It's a theory. Is he going to do that? I think he's going to do that. That doesn't mean he's going to. These guys right here, Doc, there's no question with that. Alpi Şengün's going to be 20, 10, and 5. And we know this. Book it. Put it in the box score. Put it on basketballreference.com. We don't have to sweat it. We don't know that Flagg's going to average 20. His Vegas number, Doc, is 16.9. So am I nuts? I'm at 20. His number in Vegas is 17. What if his actual number is 17? Actually, Vegas is right more than I am, dude. I mean, I got to give them that. I've given them a ton of my money over the years, but I got to give them that. Vegas is more right than any of us. So
I have a question for you, Rick.
Yes.
Why don't we ever talk about what if Dallas tanks? Like, what if there's no Kyrie Irving this year, Anthony Davis gets hurt, and you running your prized rookie out there by himself half the season, putting his future maybe at risk? Like, is there a chance Dallas tanks this year?
Hold on one second. The Mavericks do not have their own first round pick in the 2026 draft, so there is no incentive to tank. I don't think so, Doc. It's a great question. I don't think so because if they tanked, then it would be like the hate would return and fire Nico and screw you. Because, dude, Dallas fans don't want to tank. Dallas fans are arrogant. They're confident. Their slogan down there is like loud, rowdy, and proud, or something like that. Like they and I don't think that the ownership, it's just a bad look for them at this point. But let's say they tank, Doc. Let's say they tank.
And Andre says,
okay, so AI,
they have 26. They don't have 27.
So then I got AI'd. Thank you, Andre, because I just asked, does Dallas have their first round pick in the 2026 NBA draft? You know, you ask the internet things, and it's becoming more half-ass day by day. It really, really is. Thank you, Andre. They have their 2026 first round pick. Okay, so they might tank. But Doc, I don't think they're going to. Let's go down this road. If Dallas tanks, Teams don't shut down number one overall picks, even in a tank. Historically, they still play the top of the draft guys. Jabari Smith, Paulo Banchero. These guys play the whole year out. So that's what I've noticed. And so I'm not worried about that, dude. I'm not worried about that. Even if they tank, I still think they're going to play Flagg because their fans are going to want it, and the basketball world's going to want it. And if you're that bad, you're probably going to lose, even with Flagg out there doing his thing. But the bottom line is here, Doc, Flagg at 32. You've got to consider the guys you're taking Flagg over and the stats that they can provide, the stats that are known commodities. And then, like, do I really want to roll the dice here on Flagg? And so I'm more fourth round on Cooper Flagg, Doc. I am fourth round on Flagg. I am not third round on Flagg anymore. So I don't agree with this ADP. I think it should be a little bit lower. Let's move on to Jalen Johnson here, Doc, an ADP of 33. And it's funny because for me, Flagg versus Jalen Johnson is this vexing, keep me up at night decision. Every time I revise my rankings, I think I do it differently. I have Flagg over Jalen Johnson right now, so this does mirror that. But Jalen Johnson at 33, dude. And by the way, are you Flagg over Jalen Johnson, first of all?
No, I would take Jalen.
Interesting. Okay, so then what do you think about this ADP of 33?
That's about right. And last year, one of my taglines was "Give me a Jalen, any Jalen," because I love Jalen Johnson, I love Jalen Williams, I'm cool with Jalen Brunson. Like, give me any Jalen, and I'll be happy, except Brown. But Jalen Johnson, the injuries are a buzzkill. They've crushed his value the last couple of years. They've made him somewhat of a bust. Not stat wise, but just you need games played out of your guys. But like we talked about, Rick, over and over again, he's got 2 strikes. He's got 1 more strike, and I will gladly roll the dice on Jalen Johnson again this season. But if he breaks down again this year, then I'm going to be out. There's a lot of hype about the Hawks. People are excited about the Hawks again, and they need Jalen Johnson healthy if they're going to shock the world. So the only problem I have with round 3 is there's so many guys that I want. I want Amen. I want Jalen. I want another guy we're going to be talking about. You can't get them all. So it's going to be interesting. But Jalen Johnson will be one of my targets. I do think that's an appropriate ADP. I mean, this is the time he should be going.
Andre's asking us to rank Flagg, Jalen Johnson, and Şengün, who we had in our previous episode. I go Şengün, I go Flagg, I go Jalen.
And I go Şengün, Jalen, Flagg. Although in the heat of the moment, I'm probably not going to draft Şengün. I think Şengün's too rich for my blood this year. I think so. I'm not going to rank Jalen over Şengün, but in my mind, I'm going to take Jalen before I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Jalen before I take Şengün. So I'm going Jalen, Şengün, then Flagg.
Okay, Jalen, Şengün, and then Flagg. Okay, I understand. So for Jalen Johnson, he's has an ADP of 33, third round. I'm a fourth round guy on Jalen Johnson. I'm about 9 draft slots off on this one. And I really like Jalen Johnson, but there's a tremendous amount of risk. And there's something that I noticed about Jalen Johnson when I went and redid this, Doc, the other night. So first year he didn't play. Second year he played and kind of like opened eyes, right? Okay, third year, bam, big minutes. You don't make it. You blow a tire. And then last year, second year of like prime time, you're a big boy, great stats, and you blew a tire and you barely played. So since he has become a full-time NBA player, Doc, he has broken down both times. He's 0 for 2. That's extremely concerning. I am wondering if Jalen Johnson is soft. I'm wondering, are you another Brandon Ingram? And we haven't gone down this road, but the other night I had this little epiphany, like, is this dude soft? Is this guy not built to last? Okay, this is the vetting year for that. But it's also why I have faded him around past where you all are drafting him, because I don't trust Jalen Johnson, and I'm starting to look at him a little differently. Bro, I need a 73-game year out of Jalen Johnson like I need a winning lottery ticket, dude. Like, I really, really, really want to see it. Otherwise, I'm going to be trading him to Andre in the Cam Dynasty. Andre, you have interest in Jalen Johnson? If so, maybe we can talk. And clearly I like him. Happy to have him on my team. But if you do this to me again, probably going to end in divorce. Number 34, Doc, in our top 36 ADP evaluation is Josh Giddey, and that would be your boy.
So Andre was asking offline, to get Giddey or Jalen or Amen, would I reach in the second round to get one of my guys? I don't think I would, only because if you look at the ADP from round 2, which we did in yesterday's show, you've got Devin Booker, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Williams, Kevin Durant, Evan Mobley, Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes. Like, I'm not going to skip on one of those guys to get one of my guys. And some of those guys may be in my guys column. That has not been written yet. It's due in about 13 days. I can't really I'm one of those procrastinators where I can't really get anything done far in advance. I just have to sit down and hammer it all out and stress about it for 2 weeks and then get it done. But no, I'm not reaching for my guys that are third rounders. I'm not reaching into round 2 to get them just because there's too much guaranteed talent in round 2. But I love Josh Giddey. Last year, I was on an island, man. I felt like nobody liked Josh Giddey going into last year except for me. And he had an incredible season. He was the number 1 player in fantasy down the stretch for a good chunk of time. And he just balled out. And he shot it better than everybody thought he would. And the Bulls just came out and paid him. He's the man in Chicago now. And I still love Josh Giddey. Like, I owe Josh Giddey for making me look sort of smart last year. So
Josh,
this ADP, I think it's accurate. I'm fine with it. And it's about, I have him ranked a little bit higher, a little bit better than his ADP, but not much.
I don't like this ADP. I think people got to kind of get with it. Y'all got to draft Josh Giddey higher than this. I've got him, I'll just say significantly higher than this. I've got him in the same round, but at the top of the round, as opposed to the bottom of the round and round 3. So I look at Giddey as a solid third round pick. Let me tantalize you guys with some numbers. Josh Giddey averaged a triple-double for a month stretch, okay? So in the second half of the season, Doc, post All-Star break, he was 21, 11, and 9 for the second half of the season. Not a month. That's like 2.5 months, whatever it is. And it was only nuts. It was only 19 games, but you get the point, okay? 21, 11, and 9. My God. Come on. If you want to take Giddey at the end of the second round, I'm not going to be mad at you. To me, top of the third round is the sweet spot for Giddey. And if you can get him late third round, that's a great value pick. So I'm very high on Giddey this year, dude. Very, 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 very high on Giddey.
My thing is, I don't know that he can be that much better than he was last season.
He doesn't need to be, right? I mean, if you're flirting with triple-double, flirting with a 20, 10, and 10 triple-double every night,
well, that was
I'm
19
good with
games.
that.
First half wasn't as fun as the second half, but
you know why? LaVine.
Why?
Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah. I love Giddey. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
once Levine was jettisoned out of there, Giddy took off. All right, Doc. Franz Wagner is at 35 here. What do you think of that ADP?
I've got him lower than that, as in I have him going later than that. Someone in Orlando is going to take a hit from the arrival of Desmond Bane, and I'm afraid it's going to be Franz Wagner. He also played a lot of Eurobasket, went very deep there, a lot of wear and tear. I just don't think things are adding up to paint a rosy picture for Franz Wagner. So I'm probably going to fade Wagner and let somebody else draft him this year.
Okay. I agree with that. I'm not hot and bothered about Franz Wagner this year. At the right time, I would draft him. I'm close. I'm 3 spots off of Franz at 38. I've got Franz the top of round 4. He's being ADP'd by you guys at the bottom of round 3, but I've got him at the top of round 4. I'm like 3 spots off. So I'm very, very close to this ADP. I'm fine with it. Doc, I still think Franz Wagner he's not going to drop below 20 points per game. He's going to flirt with a 25-5, like a 25.5, 4.5 kind of thing. And he got the steals over 1 last year. He got the threes up close to 2 last year. We could see some stuff there. Andre's saying that Wagner's 3-point shot still looking off, 29% at Eurobasket. Not a great 3-point shooter, but I want the young fellow to jack him so that we can get, as long as we get some goodies out there. But I'm okay with Franz at this ADP, Doc. I am. How about Jaren Jackson Jr. at 36, dude? How's that sitting in your stomach?
I've got him going much later than that. I've always kind of been a Jaren Jackson Jr. guy because Jonas that I used to work with at Roto World is sort of like the Triple J whisperer. Like he was the Jaren Jackson Jr. guy, and he sold me on Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't like the foot injury. I don't like the lack of rebounds. I don't like the fact he's not healthy to start the season. I just don't have a great vibe about Jaren Jackson Jr. this year. I do like his block shots. But outside of that, I'm just not really it's so frustrating to have him on your roster and have him average 5 or 6 rebounds a night. And you're like, what is going on? I'm going to let other people draft Jaren Jackson Jr. this year, and I think that ADP is too high.
We have reached a polarizing portion of our show. I think this ADP is too low. Doc, we have gotten some new intel on Jaren Jackson Jr. Let me read it to you. It's from a Yahoo article recent, like 4 days ago. Jaren Jackson Jr. moved around freely at his camp. He needed foot surgery in early July because of a turf toe. The team's timeline puts Jackson's reevaluation period close to when preseason camp opens in late September, a week or so from now. He said, I'm feeling good. I'm progressing the right way. I'm doing what I need to do. Every day has been a building block. Okay, that's a string of cliches. Pardon me. Yahoo says his words bode well for his readiness in the early part of the season. Once he's reevaluated, he will start the ramp up. Right now, he would have roughly 3 weeks before the season begins on October. That's just wrong math. Jackson wouldn't commit to being back for the season opener, but he's encouraged by his progress. I'm aiming for whatever my body is telling me, but I'm progressing the right way. I think everybody's going to be happy. And then that's about it on that. So encouraging, but not anything that we can take to the bank, right? So I'm going to, I've got Jaren Jackson Jr. See, I'm ranking him, Doc. I'm playing it straight. There's a chance based on this that he's ready for the start of the season or ready soon after the start of the season. And, I'm not tripping on the first couple of weeks. Let's say Jaren Jackson Jr. misses a month. I'm worried about the next 5 months, dude. And I love his stat line. the blocks, the steals, the threes are mega. He was 22 points a game last year. That's with Ja and Bane. We know Ja's going to play half the year. Jackson could get up to 25 points a game this year. That would not surprise me. Bane's not there anymore, and Ja never plays. Why can't he get to 25 p? So I've turned around on Jaren Jackson Jr., Doc. I'm about a round higher than this. I'm early in the third round on Jaren Jackson. I'm early in the third round on him. So I'll say that. Like to me, Giddey, he's at the end of the round here. I'm top of the round. Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm at the top around 3, and the ADP is at the bottom around 3. So Giddey and Jackson are a couple of guys that I'm looking at that way. But that report that I read right there, does that impact your decision process on Jaren Jackson Jr. at all?
Not really. I mean, he doesn't know if he's going to be ready for opening night. We don't know if he's going to play in back-to-backs. We don't know if it's going to bother him, even though he can play. Is it going to bother him? I mean, there's too many unknowns for me to get too excited about Triple J. But you're right. I mean, the stat line is nice. If the rebound, if you don't care about rebounds, the threes and the blocks and the steals are all pretty fat. So I'm not saying I'm not going to draft Triple J, but I probably won't if he's going in the third round. To me, he's a fourth round guy.
Understood, man. Understood. All right, Doc. That was cool. Okay, best value pick of round 3 as we have come to the end here of our top 36.
Based on that list, I'm going to say that it's Josh Giddey. I have a feeling you're going to agree with me.
I do. It's Jaren Jackson Jr. or Josh Giddey, but because of the uncertainty with Jackson, might not start the season on time. I'm not tripping out about it. I'm not freaking out about it, but it's there. It's a possibility. And that creates a little bit of downside versus Josh Giddey, who's completely greenlit for a monster year. So I think Giddey is the best value pick here of round number 3. So, Doc, it is time to dive into our FanDuel win total for this show. It is the super sexy Utah Jazz with a win total on FanDuel.com of 18.5. How are you treating this?
Wow. Well, they won 17 games last year, Rick. They were 17-65. That's a lot of L's, man. 65 loss season. They were the worst record in the entire league. So nice, effective tank job, Danny. Are they just perpetually going to tank till infinity and beyond? Like, are they just forever tanking?
Sure looks like it, dude.
18.5. Like, they could only win 17 last year. Like, what's better about that team this year than last year?
Utah won 17 games last year?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's what I said. 17-65. Worst team in the league.
Bro, you got to be kidding me, man.
So now they're excited. Now they got to win 19.
17 wins is so hideous. It's unbelievable.
This over-under game we play on number of wins for the Utah Jazz is a FanDuel sponsored event. FanDuel posts this number. The number is 18.5. I'm not betting on this. I will say that right now. I'm going to go over, Rick. Not because, I mean, does Danny Ainge really want to be the worst team in the league back-to-back seasons?
Sure looks like it.
I'm going to go over.
You can still be the worst team in the league and go over this number. I'm with Doc. It's not bettable because they're going to be at 19, 20, 22 wins, 17 wins. It's going to be right around this number. I mean, but when you look at this, 18.5 wins, damn. Like Vegas grabbed a fork and just went, just slammed. You're done. You're cooked. It's time to eat you. You know what I mean? So I'll go over, but it's not bettable. Let's see here. Andre's saying David Locke about the Jazz traded away Clarkson, Sexton so they can go hard while playing their younger guys. Andre, I love you and I appreciate that, but David Locke is a mouthpiece for the team, and I don't really buy it. What he says is what Ainge and who's their coach, Will Hardy, and it's just sort of the company line. So what play-by-play guys do. I always kind of take what play-by-play guys say with a grain of salt because it's so like just the colors of their team. And I'm sorry to but go hard. How can Utah go hard? How can they go hard? Like trading away Sexton and Clarkson made you worse. And I mean, dude, look at the roster. Let's just go through Utah's roster here. We always say we hate Brooklyn's roster. Kessler, Markkanen, Ace Bailey, Walter Clayton, Isaiah Collier, Keontae George, Cody Williams, Bryce Sensabaugh, Taylor Hendricks, Kyle Filipowski. Okay, you've got some talent there. You could win over 20 games, but what's the motivation? And it's obviously a really weird mishmash of players. Like it's just all these young draft picks. Who's hit? Okay. I guess Kessler's hit. Ace Bailey, we don't know. Clayton, we don't know. Collier kind of hit. Keontae George hasn't really hit yet. Cody Williams has been a problem. Bryce Sensabaugh last year shot 42% on threes. I saw him. He's coming, okay? But still, what are we doing there? Hendricks blew a tire right away. We love Filipowski. But they haven't really drafted well, Doc. And if you're going to tank and be Utah.
I do like the fact that it sounds like they're just going to run their kids out there and let them play this year. Like that is exciting for me.
You want to get the old guys
children
out of the way.
Play, man.
Yeah, so that's what's up. Respect and shout out to David Locke. He's a terrific play-by-play guy and a cool dude, man. But it's just when play-by-play guys talk, it's just I take it with a grain of salt, dude. You know what I mean? It's like me talking about Jalen Brunson. You got to take it with a grain of salt, bro. Like it's like we're fam. You know what I mean? So like you're not going to get. I'm objective about every single NBA player, including Jaylen Brown, but there's a little subjectivity syringed, infused into my boy Brundog. All right. I believe we're done. But David Locke will be happy to know we took the over on his team, 18.5. All right, a couple of
FanDuel over.
The FanDuel over. It's draft guide season, ladies and gentlemen, to sportsethos.com, our favorite time of the year. And this year's product is better than ever. You can rest assured on that. Huge updates are waiting for you on the site. And our yearly membership save you up to 65%. Look into it, sportsethos.com. Go there, click Get Premium, and unlock the best fantasy basketball experience you can find. From the Brewski 150 to our draft tracker to insider analysis from real pros like Cam and Doc, we got you covered. And if you're watching this episode on Twitter, enjoying the show, you rock. Make sure you subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed and the Sports Ethos YouTube channel, because not every episode is going to be here on Twitter, and we want you guys to be able to watch all of these and keep up with your boys and the great sport of basketball and fantasy basketball throughout the year.
Rick, I've been writing NBA draft guides for 30 years, and this thing, the amount of work and research that we put into this Sports Ethos NBA draft guide is just sick. It's crazy. And, a lot of it starts with Aaron Brewski, who always wrote super long articles and he always did more than we asked him to do. And we even begged him not to do it. And he still did it. And that's the way this draft guide is, man. It is so good. And it's really built for people who play in very serious competitive leagues. And it's telling you, man, go buy the thing. You will win.
It's great advice from Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. By the way, my week is done. Tomorrow on the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel, it will be Dr. A and Aaron Brewski breaking down the top 48. Do they agree with those ADPs and all of the conversations that will unfold from there, possibly some breaking news to talk about as well. I'll be back on Monday with my boy Doc at 11 a.m. Eastern time with the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel. For Doc, for all of you, we love you. And for Andre Lamouche, I'm Rick Kamla. Bye-bye.